Hey guys, welcome to Retro Media Talk Podcast. This is Steve Montgomery, and today we have Steve Lago on the line. Steve.
Hey.
And we have a special guest today, Dan Rubin. What's up, Dan?
Hey, Steve. Thanks for having me. And the other Steve, how you doing?
Good.
Dan's on a phone, so he might sound a little distant right now. We're doing some testing and trying to get his signal up and everything. So there might be a few little glitches. We'll keep Dan on as long as we can.
Okay, well, I'll try and I'll
Maybe just yell
as loud as I can.
He's on one of them flip phones. he's old school.
I'm on one of those ancient phones. Sorry.
Hey, when we do a retro podcast, we go retro even
right.
with technology.
I got a Commodore 64 running right now. If I took so long.
Shit.
I feel so old.
Well, okay, so this is basically our end of the horror podcast for a while because this is like our Halloween podcast episode that we're going to do, and we're finishing it off with one of my all-time favorite horror films from 1981, and we'll discuss where it lies on your guys' charts. But probably this movie, scared the crap out of me when I was younger, but not as bad as my friends that were there for I think it was like I think I was turning 15, or maybe I was 13. I don't know. All I remember is my mom let me rent a bunch of horror movies for this birthday party, and this was one of them. And she didn't know what the hell I rented, but or what she rented, and it's none other than The Evil Dead, directed by Sam Raimi, which we all know from the Spider-Man franchise, the original franchise, I guess I should say, the Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. Of course, the Evil Dead is it's part of the whole franchise also, a 3-movie franchise, which I guess they're working on another one. I don't know. That's what I heard. But anyway, go ahead.
From what I understand is they put that new one out.
Which
Evil
one?
Dead, right?
You mean the semi remake or whatever with?
Yeah, and supposedly I haven't watched it yet, but supposedly at the very end of the movie or in the credits, Bruce Campbell is in it, and so basically it's the same universe.
Yeah, I don't have much good things to say about the remake personally, but
I saw the trailer for the new one they're making, Evil Dead Rise. Have you seen that?
No, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah.
Well,
I haven't
talking
seen
about the other. Yeah, what about the other one though?
I didn't like that one. Did you like that one, Dan, or what?
I didn't watch it.
Actually, I did like it.
Did you? Yeah.
It was right up there with the gore factor, and I thought it was enjoyable.
Yeah, I guess, without having Bruce Campbell in there, I just couldn't get into it. And then they turned Bruce Campbell, basically his character, into, they had to do the flip-flop, so it had to be a female kind of Bruce Campbell, So, I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about the original, because Bruce Campbell, to me, makes the whole series. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, obviously Bruce Campbell in Evil Dead 1, the original, is a more serious Bruce, but because that whole film is just serious as can be, and then the second one is just a straight up horror comedy, and then Army of Darkness, the third one, is just unbelievably just over the top, funny, horror, everything, So, but let's start with 1 first. If you haven't seen the movie, Evil Dead's about a group of, 5 people that go to a remote cabin and
just to get away.
And they stumble across some stuff in the cellar, like some recording equipment and a book of the dead that was bound in flesh and blood, human blood, and they started reading passages and listening to a recording and basically woke the dead. Not the dead, but these demons that eventually take over each person. Yeah, I don't really like demon-possessed movies normally, but because they're a little too scary for me. But but something about Evil Dead, I've always loved, and I've always given it a pass on my. I won't watch demon movies. Kind of like, I mean, I've seen Exorcist a few times, whatever, but I do not own that movie. I refuse to watch it at my house, but Evil Dead, I do. I mean, it's just one of them movies that just, I don't know, it's nonstop. It's just awesome. I did not know Raimi was only like 20 when he filmed this. Did you guys know that?
Well, they were all about the same age, though, weren't they?
Yeah, I think, I don't know if Bruce Campbell was 19 or 20. He was something like that. They were all young. They were just
And I think Ted Raimi was like 17.
Ted Raimi?
If I'm not mistaken.
I thought weren't they all in? Were they all in like their maybe first year of college when they did this?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It was. All I know is I don't even know if did they go to college. I don't even know.
Yeah, I think they all went to college together, and that's how they all hooked up, I believe.
Well, I know they went to high school. Well, Sam Raimi and Bruce were, high school buddies or whatever. But I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a good piece of information. I probably should have looked up if they actually went to college or whatever together. But one of the things I didn't, I knew they filmed in Tennessee. Did you guys know that in like 1979?
Yes.
They filmed in a real cabin, and I did not know that. But it was a real cabin. They all slept there.
And it was over the course of a couple of years, right?
It was like they kept running out of money, and then they had to keep, raising more money.
That's why, like there's a lot of continuity things in there, and like Bruce's haircut changes a couple different times in the movie because they must have shot scenes differently, but he has different haircuts, and some of the clothing is different from throughout the movie.
Really? Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. But yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Okay, when's the last time you saw the Evil Dead, Dan? Or when was the first time you saw it? When was the first time you saw it, I guess? Do you remember?
Yeah, the first time was I was with Rob Callahan, Mike Gallus, and we had rented it, and I can't remember why. And we all watched it at Callahan's apartment there in Peoria, and it freaked me out something bad. I thought, it was just something that I didn't want to walk down to the end of the hallway to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
it was eerie for me, especially in the dark.
Right. You saw it at Rob's house, and then when was the last time you saw it? Did you watch it? Recently again?
Yeah, I watched it probably a year ago. I think
okay.
It was.
And how did you feel when you watched it? Did it hold up for you or what?
You get used to you kind of become numb to it after you don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, the part that gets me is when I think it's Ellen Sandwich. She gets possessed when they're playing cards.
Oh yeah.
She starts doing Jack of Spades, Ace of Diamonds, blah blah blah, and then she just blah.
Yeah, that was freaky.
That part gets me. they do all the effects. Okay, I mean,
Right.
when she stabs her in the ankle with that pencil, and you hear that eerie noise.
Yeah.
and it just starts. The evil starts creeping up her ankle. And it's just and the hand is also classic, and it is everything that they did was very authentic, of course, and just brilliant in my opinion.
And the way he filmed it, I didn't realize, he didn't have a steady cam or any of that stuff. I guess they just come out and they're expensive. They rented the camera, and he put the camera on like a board, and two guys or something ran with the board, and they had something that broke the glass like ahead of the camera going into the window, and all this different, these really cool, unique ways that they had to try to get these shots. Dude, the shots are amazing in that film. Anyway, I watched it the other night again on Blu-ray, and I watched it with headphones so I could hear all the little sounds and stuff. But I still jumped at a few parts, and I noticed a few things I didn't notice before. I don't know if you guys noticed this. You might have paid more attention, like, when you originally watched it and so forth. But you remember Lago when we did Nightmare on Elm Street, the last podcast? Remember when we saw Wes Craven? Not Wes Craven, but Nancy watching the TV and the film that was on there.
Right.
It was Evil Dead, right? Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Yes.
yeah. Well, what was weird was when they find the Book of the Dead and they go down there and Bruce and his buddy there, they find that Book of the Dead and the recording equipment. Did you see the poster on the wall that was half ripped?
Yeah, it was the Hills Have Eyes, right?
Yeah, Hills Have Eyes. And then I find out there's this little feud going. It's a fun little feud. Sam was saying was intentionally put that in there to say this is real horror. Wes, this is real horror. And then Wes put Evil Dead on there when Nancy couldn't stay awake because Evil Dead was so boring she was falling asleep. And I didn't know that. I thought they were tributes, but they were actually just poking fun at each other. And then in Evil Dead 2, there's a scene in the shed where you see Freddy's glove hanging. I've missed that all these years.
I didn't catch that because I watched that last night as well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know that either. And then they were somewhere, and Wes and Sam Raimi never met each other. So Sam was like, I'm going to get Wes. And he jumped out and scared him. That was when they first met, and they were like cool ever since. I thought that was so cool when I heard it. When they're shooting the shotgun in the cabin and stuff, they used real shotgun shells. No blanks. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, where were they going to get blanks at?
Well, yeah, I know, but I was like, man. I mean, there was a lot of danger on the set. They had, there was a lot of injuries and stuff and different things. Minor, I think, nothing major. Okay, you know what I always wondered? Those contact lenses or whatever they used for the demons, they were so freaky. I mean, that's one of the most. That's the freakiest, I think, demon creature or deadite. Whatever they call them, deadites, I guess. Mm-hmm. That cellar shot, Linda, that's the freakiest looking demon, monster I think ever. It's just those eyes just were just amazing, right? So I guess they were like glass contacts or something.
Yeah, and they couldn't see through them.
Yeah, and they could only have them in their eyes for like 15 minutes at a time. God, that would be torture. And I thought they must have had a huge, makeup artist on that film. But I mean, the way they did the makeup and stuff, I don't know how they did it so.
Well, Tom Sullivan, He's the makeup guy in those movies, you know.
I know.
And
What did he do before that? Because I don't even know.
Well, I think the makeup looks like crap, if you ask me.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, I love the makeup. I thought it was like unbelievable.
I mean, it fits the movie, but I mean, I don't think it's good makeup effects. Looks
Really?
pretty cheap. Yeah.
it's not CG.
Well, you're talking about maybe the claymation or or whatever, the stop
just one that,
motion.
just like just the rubber pieces they have glued to their faces and whatever and different things. And I don't think it looked that good.
Really, man. I don't know.
Well, I'm kind of wondering though if that. I mean, because if you watch other Sam Raimi movies, you know, I mean, especially the camera effects. I mean, you look at Darkman. You know, you look at Spider-Man.
Yeah.
His camera effects are almost the same in every movie. The camera motion, the way he zooms in real fast to a character's face, but I think the makeup at the time, it's not the greatest, of course. I mean, what do you expect when you have a budget of $100,000? But you know, but like you say, the eyes and I think what they had to work with. I mean, I think that's what makes it like even more eerie because it just looks so well, kind of real in my opinion.
Looks like a damn. It's just a dirty looking movie. Like kind of like Texas Chainsaw. It's just like dirty. You could see they were just like probably just. If that was a real cabin, they were living there, staying there, whatever. I don't know for how long. It just looked, I don't know, raw. And that's what I love about the atmosphere of it. Even though I take a multivitamin, I also like to take superfoods. And the best superfood I found on the market that tastes just amazing is Brick House Nutrition Field of Greens. Real organic superfood. One scoop of Field of Greens gives you the full spectrum of colors with fruits, veggies, herbs, spices, and more. Helps with your overall well-being by aiding in antioxidation, lipid metabolism, and glucose metabolism. Since Field of Greens is made from real foods, it's technically not a supplement. This is just pure whole foods, guys. And you can get a discount right now by using coupon code HEALTHYLIFE. Just plug that coupon HEALTHYLIFE before checkout in the coupon section and get our exclusive discount. You have to try Field of Greens from BrickHouseNutrition.com. We all know the scene, a tree that rapes a girl. That was a controversial scene. And Sam Raimi regrets it to this day that he put it in there.
Well, I mean, it was just one poke. I mean, it was just one poke, And
it was a hard poke.
Yeah, but it was a big time hard poke.
Oh my God.
Well, how else was the evil supposed to get inside her?
Well,
and the thing about it is, after she got the poke from the tree, as she's running through the woods, she still has her panties on, and they're
no holes in the poke.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a twig.
Yeah,
that thing was a thick vine. I mean, oh man, that was freaky.
The vine did get to cop a little feel though. It wrapped its little vine around the breastises.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool too how they did the vines.
Oh,
honestly.
It was. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I can't figure out how they did it really to make it. I mean, I can see you pulling vines with like a string or something, but how do you get them to wrap like that?
I don't know. That was.
I was thinking maybe they just wrapped her up and then they just reversed the film. That's the only thing I could think of.
That's a good thought. Yeah, I don't know.
Steve, as a matter of fact, that's what they did with the smoke, the fog or the smoke that was coming through the leaves and everything.
Yeah.
And then it would, when like daybreak came or it wanted to retreat, they just filmed it in reverse.
Oh, they did.
I know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that probably is how they did it then.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, when I first saw that scene, I was like, holy shoot, that's pretty raw. I mean, that's pretty like.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, holy cow. And then
I don't know about you guys, but did you guys ever, try and pause it right at that special point?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
No.
well, I mean,
What do you see?
it gives you a little bit more of a effect on it, I guess.
Oh. So you say we should go take it back and pause it in high def
Yeah, especially on Blu-ray.
on like a 65 inch, get a real good shot of it.
If you got that zoom feature too.
Zoom, yeah. Okay, all right. Well, I might do that after this. I don't know if I didn't get to see. I've got this movie on multiple copies. I've got it a couple times on DVD, Blu-ray. I think I might have it 3 times on DVD. They've put out so many different updated kind of versions. Now, there's this one documentary called Ladies of the Evil Dead or something, or Ladies, yeah, and they're all interviewed. I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't even know if I watched the whole thing, but I want to know what their thoughts were on that scene. Because
Yeah, talking about like different versions. I got the Evil Dead Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
And it's got 3 discs to it.
Yeah.
Disc 3 is Ladies of the Evil Dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to hear what they had to say about that. They got to call.
I haven't watched it. I still haven't wrapped up. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh wow! But no, literally that scene was so like controversial that they were going to ban it from home video, and that's when I think I seen it when it hit home video. I think they said in '83 or something. So it was like 2 years after it came out of the theater. But yeah, they were going to ban it. And it got an X-rated somewhere in overseas. They give X rating for a lot of those gory, real gory movies and stuff. But so that wasn't surprising. I mean, that was like the goriest film I had ever seen for years. Until like Dead Alive came out, or I think that was the goriest film I ever seen. After that, the Lord of the Rings guy,
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson. I think that was probably the goriest film I've ever seen, and it was funny, but yeah, Evil Dead was one of the gory. I mean, it was the goriest film I ever seen for a long time, for sure. So it was a New Line Cinema film, so that was kind of interesting because Wes Craven's movies were on New Line Cinema, and Evil Dead was on New Line Cinema. So we had talked about New Line Cinema on the last podcast with the Nightmare on Elm Street one, because that saved New Line Cinema, and then they just happened to put this one out, and I think the Evil Dead poster is one of the most iconic posters, with the hand coming out, grabbing her throat, pulling her down. Mm-hmm. But and the fact, and what's funny, I bought this movie on LP, the soundtrack on LP back in the day. I think it was like. It was either Musicland or Sam Goody, one of the two. I found it on album. I bought it, and there was a track called "Rape of the Vines." That was one of the tracks, and I don't know what happened to the damn soundtrack, but it pisses me off to no end because I looked on eBay and it was going for like $500. I don't know what it is right now. Gosh, that pisses me off. Damn. But you know who was got its start on Evil Dead as a assistant editor?
No, but you're going to tell us, right?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. I just didn't know if you knew because I didn't know till today. I was doing a little research last minute, of course, and Joel Cohen. Cohen, the brother of Ethan Cohen.
Oh, the Cohen brothers?
Yes, the Cohen brothers. Isn't that weird? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they get he got the start, and then they did the same thing that Evil Dead did. Well, Sam Raimi did. He had a short film called Within the Woods, and that's what he used to pitch the Evil Dead and find investors. And so what the Joel Cohen and Ethan Cohen, their first film was Blood Simple. You guys remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
No.
That was a pretty good movie. And they pitched that one, made a short film of something along the lines, and that's how they got their start, though. But yeah, Evil Dead was the launching pad, I guess. So anyway, that was pretty interesting. Now this is the most interesting. Talk about interesting. I don't know if you guys know the backstory of the cabin, the real cabin.
A little bit.
Do you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you know about the family that lived there, the girl that lived there with her mom and daughter, or mom and grandma?
No, I didn't hear anything about that.
All right, check this out, man. This is good. I don't want to.
Where'd you hear this from?
This is this article is on Mental Floss, but it's all over different websites. I went to multiple websites, and Raimi is actually in an interview talking about this story. So I'll just read it to you real quick because this is fascinating. In my opinion, it really adds to the scariness of the Evil Dead, right? So I'll just read it word for word. Adding to the spookiness of filming at an actual cabin in the woods, Raimi noted the location's inherent eeriness is completely justified. During an interview with John Gallagher, Raimi recounted a horror story involving 3 generations of women, a grandmother, mother, and daughter who previously occupied the cabin. One night during a thunderstorm, this little girl woke up and was scared by the lightning happening around the cabin. She ran into her mother's room and pulling back the covers, climbing into bed with her, she found that her mother was dead. She was so frightened she ran into her grandmother's room, and somehow the same evening, she had died also. Raimi recalled. The little girl ran into the storm to this little farmhouse. The family living there found her screaming and banging on the doors. They took care of her, and that no one lived in the cabin since. The little girl, who's now an old woman, during thunderstorms after that, would often be found wandering around the woods. So I don't know. What it say? It said to make matters even stranger, a bolt of lightning burnt the Evil Dead cabin down a week after Raimi and his crew had finished filming it. What do you think about that?
I think it's a lot of shenanigans. I think it's just all urban legend type stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I do because I had heard that there's a couple different stories about the whole thing, and the cabin was abandoned. Right, it was an abandoned cabin.
Yeah,
but there was an owner. There was somebody that owned it, and he leased the cabin to them, and he said that whatever they did to the cabin, they had to undo when they were finished, and they did all that, and they had built a fireplace for there. They left a fireplace, but then I heard that Bruce Campbell had said that in his autobiography that the cabin burned down, but Sam Raimi, he said that it burned down after filming because he believed the cabin was haunted. But then there's a story that supposedly there's some teenagers, a bunch of people went out to that cabin for, because of the movie and stuff like that, and a bunch of teenagers were out there camping, and their campfire was too close to the cabin and it caught fire. And so there's a bunch of different stories. Did it burn down naturally? Did the lightning strike because of the 3 people that lived there? Was it the campers?
Right. Well, either way, it burned down. But
I don't.
You don't believe the girl story though?
I hadn't heard nothing about that ever before.
Well, I mean, Raimi's there telling the story, I guess, in an interview, so it should be accurate, I would think.
Those Hollywood guys, they know how to hype up a lot of.
I think they probably embellished the story over the years. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna choose to believe it because I think it's pretty damn cool. It makes it even more kind of freaky.
But I did hear that it burned down and the fireplace is still standing.
Really?
Where the cabin was at.
Yeah.
And
they didn't remove it? They just left it there or what?
It's just out there in the woods. It's
really?
like, it's really out in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
And I guess that Raimi and Campbell and people affiliated with the film, they won't give out, like exact directions how to get to the cabin because there's been too many people out there and there's been vandalism and crazy stuff like that.
Wow.
Man, somebody knows where it's at.
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
Especially now with the internet, somebody's,
make a pilgrimage out there to see if we can find it in like a documentary.
Dude, that would be a cool documentary.
It would.
That would be awesome.
And what will be messed up is if when you film the documentary, it ends up turning into like a horror story.
Yeah.
Like Blair Witch.
Yeah, there you go.
I knew you were going to say something like that.
And then
the 3 went out to find the cabin. They never came back. And rumors had it that the little girl, the old woman, found him and ate him.
I just don't want to be raped by those vines.
Well, it all depends.
Oh, man, if that came true, that would suck.
Yeah.
That would suck. But Steve, I think that's something you ought to think about is trying to get something together maybe sometime in the future and do a little pilgrimage out there.
Hey, dude, that's a good idea. Tennessee ain't that far. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
It's not that far.
Oh, man, that is a good idea. We should raise some funds to all go down there.
For that.
Okay. Yeah, I might look into that.
Heck yeah.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
In what part of Tennessee was that? I forget.
Morristown, Tennessee is what they said. Stephen King called it the most ferociously original horror film of 1982, which doesn't make sense. Didn't it come out in 81?
I thought it did.
Yeah, I think it was 81, but maybe it carried over.
Yeah. Huh. But anyway,
I did hear that Stephen King loved it, and he was instrumental in it getting distribution, I think, through New Line or whatever.
Well, I know his review of it was, that's what really launched it. Because when I first heard of it, I saw his, they had that plastered on the poster, the most ferociously original horror film of the year. Oh, it was of the year. That's what it says on the poster. So for some reason they said of 1982. That didn't make sense. So no, on the poster it says the most ferociously original horror film of the year. So I don't know why they said the date in there. I don't think they said the date. Maybe they did. I don't know. But anyway, they said it on the poster. They left the year off. But that's what got me to want to see the movie. And, when I first saw it in a video store. And then, because I was, I had all the Stephen King books up until that time. And that really piqued my interest. Lago, you watched the film, the other night. Then what?
Yeah, I watched them both last night, actually.
Oh, you did a double feature.
Yeah.
Okay, well, fill us in because I haven't watched 2 in a while, but it's just slapstick funny.
You know, I like 2 better than 1, but it's kind of it's just a way better movie, way better production, obviously a bigger budget, and everything was better about it. But what doesn't really make any sense to me about the whole movie is like how they just pretend the first movie didn't happen.
Well, I forget. I read that somewhere before where they had to reshoot all that stuff and kind of, that really got confusing, with a different girlfriend and all that stuff. And
yeah. Supposedly, I read that they couldn't use any footage from the first movie because somehow Sam Raimi had lost permission or the rights to use it. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was something like that. I heard that a long time ago.
And I'm like, how did that happen so quickly?
Yeah.
Was it just because of his distribution deal with New Line? I don't know. But I mean, 2 is essentially the same story. I mean,
just
it's
more
essentially the same story. Yeah. And instead of the five friends all going there together, it's him and his girlfriend, and then it's the scientist doctor chick and her little assistant, and then the hillbilly chick and her boyfriend. So there's 6 people total there, and of course Ash is the last one left, and of course then in 2 he gets teleported in that vortex.
Yeah, but you're forgetting the biggest part of that film. That's where he gets the chainsaw. And loses his hand. Cuts his hand off, and
he's like,
that's great.
Yeah, I love the monologue from Army of Darkness. How he explains that he's like, the evil, it went into my hand and it was bad, so I cut it off.
Yeah. Now, I think we all have seen. Well, do we want to skip over 2 now, or do you got anything to add on 2, Dan?
Well, I'm kind of with Steve on this one. About it's a totally different movie,
right?
But I did like Henrietta.
Yeah, Henrietta. Oh my God. Oh man, that is the most just
and that
disgusting.
was Ted Raimi in the suit.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was Ted Raimi.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The thing that I don't know if it's me or what, but the dagger that was used. Now, did that dagger seem humongous in like a couple parts of the film, and then when it was actually used, it seemed smaller for some odd reason.
I was under the impression that it was like 3 foot long.
Exactly.
It was like, it was super long, and but then when it gets stabbed through the hillbilly guy, right? She stabs the hillbilly guy with it, right? And then she pulls it out.
And that part was just weird for me. Just that part of it, but when Henrietta and the big other head comes out, and I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought when all the claymation takes effect and it kind of melts, in a way, I thought that was kind of cool.
The one thing that irritated me about the movie, right about that same scene, is when they stomp on her head and the eyeball shoots out, right? And then they show the close up and zooms and it lands in the one chick's mouth.
Yeah.
Then that was it. I was like waiting for like big things of vomit or whatever. Nothing happened.
Oh man.
Yeah, and thus there starts the humor.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I laughed my ass off. I got to watch it again coming up because it's been a while since I've seen part 2.
it's the when his hand starts first getting possessed, and that whole kitchen scene where he's like throwing himself against the cabinets and then smashing himself, with the plates and stuff like that, and then the hands dragging him across the floor to try to get the cleaver to cut him to kill him.
Well, didn't that remind you of the Three Stooges? Because Sam Raimi was a big fan of Three Stooges. And that was like it looked like a bit out of Three Stooges or something, the hand attacking him, like the so
that whole
funny.
sequence, even cutting the hand off and then putting it underneath that can with some books, and then the hand scurries off, and then it's in the mouse holes, and he's trying to shoot it with a shotgun.
I love that.
And then when he finally does shoot it with a shotgun, then basically they give you the Nightmare on Elm Street blood sequence where it shoots out of the wall instead of out of the mattress.
Have you guys seen the Ash versus Evil Dead series?
Yeah, I was going to get to that because that is part of the whole franchise too.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of it. I just saw the first maybe 5 minutes of the first episode. I think I was telling Steve I was going to watch it, and then he's in that bar or whatever, and he next thing you know he's banging that chick in the bathroom. And I had to shut it off because my wife came in and she'd get pissed off that I was watching something dirty. So I haven't gotten back around to watching it.
I know.
Maybe we shouldn't talk too much about it.
I haven't even finished it. That's the bad thing. I went on to something else. I haven't even finished it. But did you finish it?
Oh yeah, I've seen them all. Oh
yeah.
Absolutely.
Did it end good?
Well, see that's the thing. It
got canceled, right?
Yeah, I thought it. Like I said, I thought it ended on a weird note.
Did it?
And,
okay.
And then that was it. I don't know what happened. I mean, everybody was when the first episode came out, everybody was just so jazzed up for it, and they were out in the streets. Everybody was like a big red carpet deal, and then 3 seasons later, it's just nothing.
Yeah, leave it to these channels.
That hand, you were talking about the hand though. When he shoots the hand and he cuts it off, they just keep that in mind when you're watching that series.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd heard about the series that they decided not to pick it up for another season, but then I heard that they're going to continue the story in animation.
Oh, really? Okay.
And Bruce Campbell is going to be, he's going to do the voice acting in it. So I don't know.
Well, that'd be interesting. I mean, anything Bruce Campbell's in, man, I'll
and
watch.
I heard Lee Majors was in the last season.
Yes.
What?
Yes. He's his dad.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, the dude is hilarious.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the scenes, but I want to watch it just for that.
Oh my gosh, I've got them on Blu-ray. I bought them, but I haven't. For some reason, I just got. It wasn't like I was bored of it. I was really into it, but I somehow, I don't know, got watching something else, and I put that aside. And just like Vikings, I haven't caught up on Vikings. I love that series, and oh man, it's just there's just. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say they just released the set, and it's odd because it has the Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, and then it has Ash versus the Evil Dead, but because of some kind of release or permission, they couldn't include Army of Darkness in there. So you got the 2 movies, and you got the whole series of Ash versus the Evil Dead in a big deluxe box.
Well, how dumb is that?
Yeah,
Jeez.
Because I guess they couldn't get permission to do it or something. So yeah, that sucks.
Man.
Or I would have bought it for sure.
Just because.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Universal did Army of Darkness or what?
I don't. I don't
remember
know
who it was.
I don't know, but leaving Army of Darkness off is like it's like leaving off the first one or something. It's stupid. Hey guys, do you want the ultimate iodine supplement? How about liquid B12? How about liquid turmeric in a herbal cold pressed tincture, never heated? The ultimate in detoxification. Pure, powerful, and potent liquid formulas in a raw herbal extract. Totally organic. Use our special coupon code HEALTHYLIFE at checkout at globalhealingorganics.com. Use coupon code HEALTHYLIFE.
But yeah, back to 2 real quick before we go there.
Yeah, okay.
So, there's probably just as many goofs and weird things that happen in 2. And I'm not going to get too nitpicky, but there's just a bunch of like errors in the movie, and it's kind of funny. And you can see like when he's running through the woods, you can see like spotlights up in the trees, and
you can
and different. Yeah, you can see. And when people are on getting possessed and stuff, you can see like the wire holding them off the ground, and there's the scene where he drives to the bridge to try to get away, and the bridge is all folded up, but then when he puts it in reverse, he's actually on the bridge.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of goofy stuff in there, and then when he gets sucked through the vortex, right?
Yeah.
And he arrives in whatever the 13th century or whatever that's supposed to be. That ending is not the same as the beginning of Army of Darkness. Like, remember Army of Darkness?
Right.
They automatically, they take his weapons and they put him in chains. Well, in Evil Dead 2, they're like almost like heralding him as like he's this hero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they kind of had that little thing in the book where they showed a picture. He's like, oh, who's this guy? And he's like, oh, it's the guy that says he's going to destroy the darkness. And they kind of let you know what was going to go on. But so that ending was a little bit different. But another cool thing before we go to Army of Darkness is that yellow car, right?
Yeah.
Like Raimi has that, and I guess in almost every one of his movies. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. I did not know that.
Hey, every one of his movies.
Are you kidding me?
Even Doctor Strange, the multiverse, the Madness Multiverse,
yeah,
whatever it's called. It's in that one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and in Spider-Man, that was his Uncle Ben's car that he was driving Peter to the library.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is a good piece of information I did not know about. I love that. That's awesome. That's like when Adam Sandler throws in Roy Schneider in
You can do it.
That's great. I love that. Makes a cameo.
Stop beating all those drums.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great. Yeah, I didn't know that, guys. That's funny, man. So what did So we got Evil Dead 2. It came out in '87. So there was a little break in between the two.
Yeah, pretty big break actually. Yeah.
And then you had, of course, the Army of Darkness that came out in '92, which I think every one of us seen it in the theater, right? Or did we? Or did you not?
I did not.
Okay. Did you see it, Dan, in theater?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I do remember seeing the poster though, and I didn't connect. I didn't connect the two to I didn't connect it to the Evil Dead. I was like, what is this? I mean, I should have connected it, but I didn't. I was like, what is this about? I didn't even think about it. And then wait a minute, I know what that is.
Yeah. I'm really surprised they didn't just do Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 3, something like that, or Evil Dead 3, the Army of Darkness, so people would have known.
I think that's why they didn't, is because Universal was in charge of the making of that.
Oh, okay. So there was like a licensing difference or something, or conflict?
I think so.
Okay. Well, that would make sense. I mean, Army of Darkness was strange because not the movie, but it had 4 different versions released. I mean, it had a theatrical cut, it had a European theatrical version, it had a director's cut, and then it had a U.S. television cut. But I mean, 3 more important ones. I mean, because I don't know if you've guys seen the other ones. I haven't seen them in so long, but I have the director's cut, and I think it might be on the Blu-ray now. All of them, I don't know, but
yeah, I have the director's cut that it's like the Book of the Dead cover. I don't really know what's too much different. Except they show 2 or 3 different endings, I think.
Yeah, they had a few different endings. Yeah,
I don't know what how much different the content is of the actual body of the movie. I couldn't say, but
yeah, I can't recall either right off the bat. But all I know is,
well, I got. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I got the Army of Darkness Screwhead edition.
Yeah. That's the same one I got too.
Okay.
But what do you got? A special the Book of the Dead? What on? The DVD version or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that one. That one came out. I was gonna get that. That one's rare now. If you got the book,
You're talking about Evil Dead 2?
No, Army of Darkness.
Well,
it looks like the Necronomicon, the case.
Yeah, I got the Evil Dead 2 Book of the Dead.
Right, on the DVD one, right? Isn't that one? That one's way out of print, isn't it? I thought it was. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure they all are.
Because they had, I remember going into Suncoast or one of them stores, and remember when they released the Evil Dead and it had the actual like Book of the Dead like bound, or maybe it was a DVD and then it had the actual Book of the Dead in this package deal or something. That is going for big bucks now.
Wait, the Evil Dead 2 or the third one?
Well, that came with the Book of the Dead. I thought it. Well, shit, I don't know, man. I think it was the original, but I could be wrong. But I thought it was the original that came with the Book of the Dead.
Like the
and I've also
like life-size book.
Yeah. You don't remember seeing that? Let me see. I'll look it up on eBay real quick. See what it's going for. I'm sure somebody's selling. Yeah. Okay. So it's going for like $45 right now. Oh, somebody's got it for $25. I guess it's lower than I thought. I thought it was going for a lot more.
Yeah, I had like 3 versions of it, and I had like I had one where he's like screaming on the front with some skeletons, but then the one that I have sitting on my shelf that I know where it's at is the Army of Darkness, the official bootleg version.
That's what I got. Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Dan, I see what you're saying, because they have one that's the original Evil Dead. Then they have an Evil Dead 2 with a different face on the Book of the Dead. And then they have...
I just sent you a picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at eBay. There is a couple different versions. Yeah, that's the Evil Dead 2 one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, okay.
So they got one that's from the original and the Evil Dead 2. And then, the one the one we got with Army of Darkness, but I have the DVD and then the one you're talking about, the bootleg edition. Well, let's talk about Army of Darkness, dude. I mean, it's like the ultimate comedy. It's got the best lines in there.
Lost you.
And you lost me?
Yeah, just for a minute.
Oh, okay, all right.
We'll just start with how the movie starts, and it basically picks up where 2 left off. It's like it's slightly different, though. Like I said, where they immediately put him in chains and take him to the castle and throw him into the pit, and that starts the whole basically slapstick comedy routine from there. But Yeah, there's so many one-liners in here. I mean, that's really the story's like irrelevant. You're just waiting when you watch it every time. You're just waiting for the one-liners that Bruce Campbell shoots out. I mean, the story itself is not even it's not even that great. You know, I'm actually I kind of get bored with it. I'm just waiting for him to say something stupid.
I did like Beth Davids, the girl, the main character that was in that.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that she also played in 13 Ghosts. She played in Bicentennial Man with Robin Williams. And,
okay. So so how many Raimis are there?
Ted and Sam, right?
No, well, there's a Ivan too listed. Who the hell's Ivan?
Well, that'd be Sam and Ted's relative.
That's their Russian brother.
I mean, there's Ivy Raimi, and Sam Raimi wrote The Evil Dead. I'm like, who the hell's Ivan? I guess I better look that up because I don't know.
Well, that's his other brother, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm curious.
Rob Tappert's not related, are they?
Who? Tappert?
No, they're friends.
Tappert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Ivy Raimi.
So wait.
He's a writer and producer. Yeah. Writer and producer is all it says. So he must be a brother. Looks like his eyes. Looks like Sam's eyes. So I mean, it must be a brother.
He's not the son of Sam, is he?
Could be son of Sam. Yeah. Get it?
It's like they all look the same. That's weird.
Imagine that siblings looking alike.
Lucy Lawless.
What about Lucy Lawless?
Who married her? Was it Rob Tapper?
Oh, I don't know.
Xena, the Warrior Princess.
Yeah.
Which Sam Raimi did all those.
Oh shoot, you're right.
He did what?
Xena, the Warrior Princess. And
did he do Hercules? I loved Hercules.
Yeah, he did Hercules.
I had no idea.
Yeah, he did that.
I forgot about that.
So that explains why Lucy Lawless made a cameo in Spider-Man, right?
Exactly.
Oh man, so that I've got the whole set with with Kevin Sorbo, the Hercules.
Yeah,
and I don't know why I haven't watched it in years, but I forgot all about that, dude. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Did he do Briscoe County Jr. too, or no?
No, he didn't do that one.
I don't know.
Created by Jeffrey Boehm and Carlton Cuse or whatever.
Oh, the dude from Lost. Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hey, did you guys ever watch Burn Notice with Bruce Campbell in there?
I've seen a few episodes, but I couldn't really get into it.
I thought that was cool.
I liked him in that. He was always wearing that Hawaiian shirt. It was hilarious. But that was on for a few years. I never really watched Xena, but that was like the crossover.
Yeah.
I watched it, here and there, but which one did you like better? Xena or?
Well, I like Xena better. Heck yeah.
Oh, I know why.
I don't think she's all that, honestly.
Well, I don't know.
She was. I think she did a couple risque movies back in the day with the guy from The Mummy, not Brendan Fraser, but the other guy.
The Egyptian dude? The dude with the long hair? With the mustache and all that?
No. The girl's brother, the librarian's brother.
So it was like a porno?
Remember him? Yeah, I think it was.
Really?
like a softcore type thing.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know.
Yeah.
I thought, getting back to Xena, I thought she looked the best in like Battlestar Galactica. I always do that. I don't know why I say that. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I don't.
Galactica.
Galaga?
Dude, I got some guy that's hating on me when I did a review on Battlestar Galactica, the series on Blue. For some reason, growing up, I used to say Galactia. I don't know why, and I end up doing this review on the Battlestar Galactica series, huh?
That's plural. Galactia. It's plural. That's right.
Yeah. He was like, it's not Galactia, it's Galactica. And I was like, oh, shit, did I say Galactia the whole time? Oh, man, yeah. I got a bunch of hate for that one.
Another thing you did, too, just recently, is when you were showing that, I don't know how old it was, but you were showing your Mascotron figure?
Yeah.
And you called it something else. You called it like a Mascaron or something.
Oh, no, I did? Mm-hmm. Oh, man, what an idiot. Yeah, I do some stupid shit sometimes.
I'm like, man, that's rare. He's got a Mascaron. I don't even have one of those.
See, that's what happens, man.
What is that?
The Mascaron?
Yeah, what is that?
It's a figure from the $6 Million Man, Mascotron. And, sometimes they just flub up words and, in the heat of the moment, filming something.
Remember?
I don't catch it. And then I'm like, oh, gosh, that's embarrassing. But she was in that Spartacus series, too, Blood and Sand. That was a great one. Spartacus. Did you guys ever see that?
I watched a few episodes of it. I couldn't really get into it.
I really liked it, man. It was good. It was really bloody. It was brutal.
It was too much green screen for me. I remember watching it.
Yeah, it reminded you of like 300 or something.
Yeah, Yeah. And I know that the main guy, he died of some cancer.
That was sad because I really liked that guy.
There was they made a documentary about that and him going through his cancer and stuff. It was sad, really sad.
Yeah, bad. Gosh, but yeah, Army of Darkness, man. The poster, another iconic poster.
Oh, for sure.
I just love that poster.
Does that poster kind of remind you of the Star Wars poster?
Which one?
Like the very first one. Remember the first one with Luke?
Oh, you're right.
And the chick and Leia's like down by his legs.
That's what it is. So, yeah, do you guys remember a lot of the lines in it? Because I'm not good at repeating lines. So if you guys know them, go ahead and say them because I'm bad at it.
Listen up, you primitive screwheads. This is my boomstick.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, Roger Ebert gave it a 2 out of 4 stars. I'm surprised. I thought he would have gave it a 1.
Yeah. All right, he's an idiot.
Yeah, he hates horror
Let's
movies.
give Out of Africa 5 stars and 5 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good lines in it for sure. It's the one I always remember is like shop smart. Shop as smart.
Yes, that's a great one.
The one that's not like really, it's more like a slapstick thing. Remember when he chops up the evil Ash, right, and he throws him in the grave,
Yeah.
And then he's saying, "You'll never retrieve the Necronomicon," and he goes, "What's that you got on your face?" And he goes, "Huh?" And he throws that shovel full of dirt in his face.
Oh yeah. Yes. Well, I mean, his probably most famous line is "groovy." One of them, I guess.
Yeah,
groovy.
I like too when they're getting ready to fight the army of the dead, and Ash is going, maybe my boys can protect the book, and he goes, yeah, and maybe I'm a Chinese jet pilot.
That's a great one.
And then it's like first you want to kill me.
Oh yeah.
Now you want to kiss me below.
Yeah, blow. Give me some sugar, baby.
He did another tribute to the Three Stooges when he's fighting those bones and they come up out of the ground. They're trying to poke him in the eye. They grab
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's like, it reminds you of the old Sinbad type movies, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I love those effects, you know, the skeletons and everything. It just reminded you of an old throwback adventure film. I really like that.
Did you ever see the movie Jason and the Argonauts?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Did you remember the big skeleton fight scene in that movie?
Oh yeah.
It was exactly like that.
Yep. So I mean, that was cool that they chose that. You know, some people would be like, "Oh, that's cheesy." No, that's hilarious. It's great.
Yeah, that was like a lot of the stuff from they did like in Clash of the Titans. You know, that stop motion type stuff.
Oh wait, dude, here's one. Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Yeah, he goes, "Hello, Mr. Fancy."
Yeah, that's it. Well, I've got good news for you, pal. You ain't leading, but two things right now: Jack and shit. And Jack left town. Oh yeah, that's it. That's what one of them. Honey, you got real ugly. Remember that one?
Yeah.
But honey, you got real ugly. I mean, of course, some people won't find that funny unless you see the movie. Let's see. Yeah, there's Goody Two Shoot, little Goody Two. What is that? Yeah. Oh, you want to know? Because the answer is easy. I'm bad Ash, and you're good Ash. You're a goody little two shoes, little goody two shoes, little goody two shoes.
Yeah, that whole sequence is good. Because he's like, I'm good Ash, you're bad Ash, and he's doing that, you know.
Yeah.
Like when he gets done retrieving the book, and he comes back to base camp there, and he's he wants a drink of water, and he's hey, get the fuck off me, blah blah blah, this and that. And then the old guy comes up. He goes, "Now listen up, spinach chin."
Yeah.
I was just looking through some of these lines.
King, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's a classic one. I saw this at the. I think it was the Metro Center Theater when it came out. I was real excited. I was like, "Oh man, I can't wait to see this," because I had heard maybe through Fangoria or one of them magazines that the third one was coming out, and it was totally not named Evil Dead like we were talking about, so a lot of people didn't know what it was, and but I had knew, and I was like waiting. When I heard they were going to make it, or heard through the grapevine or whatever back then, because I used to read Fangoria magazines all the time. Oh, man, I could not wait to see this at the theater. I laughed my ass off. I thought it was so entertaining, just so funny. And, the movie is just, as funny as ever. It's not one of those movies that gets stale to me, Mm-mm. And that's what's awesome about it. It does have a huge following. I mean, it's hard to believe such a small film that almost got banned, The Evil Dead, had such an impact on horror and pop culture. Even when we were talking about scores, even though there's not a set theme really in Evil Dead that like some of the other ones are, it has a lot of creepy music in the original.
I find this interesting. Army of Darkness, when it was released in Japan, it was released as Captain Supermarket.
Oh wow!
Wait, what'd you say? Oh, sorry, man. I was I was zoned out for a minute.
I guess the translation or whatever they used for the Japan release was it basically meant Captain Supermarket. Oh
my gosh, that's horrible. Hey guys, do you like Star Wars, Funko, Marvel Legends, McFarlane toys, Legos? Then I got a special coupon code to save 10% over at Entertainment Earth. Use my special coupon code CRAZETV with a K, KRAZETV, to get 10% off at entertainmentearth.com. entertainmentearth.com with coupon code CRAZETV with a K to save 10%.
Here's a pretty cool little bit of trivia. An issue of the magazine Fangoria can be seen in the car's trunk. This was director Sam Raimi showing his gratitude for the publication for including The Evil Dead when it first premiered.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't know that.
And S-Mart is a chain of grocery stores in Mexico.
Oh, no way, dude. That's hilarious. They probably got a lot of promotion. I bet people go, big fans. I got to go to S-Mart.
Shop smart.
I'm going to Mexico. I want to see S-Mart. Okay, the only thing I want to go back to real quick is that story I was telling you about the first time I watched Evil Dead. It was at my birthday party. My mom rented the film. Half the guys in there, I'm going to call you out because I know you may be listening, you may be not, but I don't know. There was two of us that kept our eyes open the whole time, but the people I know that were at the party, it was Troy Clayton, Scott Smith, Ernie Smith, Steve Kirchgessner, and I think there was one more. I'm not sure. Man, they're gonna kill me if I don't know. Can't remember, but we something. I think my mom was painting my room, so we had a lot of the furniture out. So everybody was sleeping in sleeping bags. We had the TV in there, and we watched Evil Dead all the way through. Half of everybody that I remember closed their eyes 90% of the time through that movie. So when it was done, we actually rewound the tape and watched it all over again. I just that was the first time I've ever watched a movie twice in a row. I don't know. It was strange, but we watched it twice in a row at maybe 13, 14 years old. I don't know, something like that. So, my parents, they were, they were churchgoers and stuff, and they had no idea. I think what we were watching in the other room, but if they knew, they would probably been pretty shocked how freaky that movie was, back then. So that's just that little tidbit of information. Not too much excitingness there, but I thought I'd share it. Anything else you guys want to add?
Just one thing. So actually, when you look at these movies, right?
Yeah.
In a timeline, right? So actually, Army of Darkness is actually the very first movie, right? And then it actually goes in reverse.
What?
Yeah. Because in Evil Dead 2, she has those extra pages, that professor or whatever, and they show Ash. They show a drawing of Ash saying that he was some hero that helped to vanquish the evil, right? So that was him, right? So basically, like, he's like in a loop, right? Because he was back in the 1300s, but then, you know what I mean? So
he got transferred to the future then, or something.
So it's like a weird time loop. Yeah. So actually, Army of Darkness was the first movie, and then Evil Dead 2 and 1, I guess, are the same, whatever. So so Army of Darkness is the first.
Doesn't make sense
chapter in the story
because that car drops.
I know it doesn't make sense, but they show him and then they show him from the missing pages from the Necronomicon.
Well, I guess if he was in a loop, then maybe he was fighting them without, the car and all that stuff. And then he went to the future somehow, and then he came back again or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He should have ran into himself, right?
Yes. I don't know. That's beyond my pay. I don't know how. That sounds complicated. Yeah, beyond my pay. I don't want to get that. I don't want to get that deep thinking involved, or I'll I'll break my what did I call that? Mascotron? No, Mascaron brain. My Battlestar Galactica brain, It can only hold so much information. So Dan Rubin. It was awesome having you on the podcast, but I want you to tell people out there, don't you have some kind of pizza company or something going on, a side business or what? What you got going on?
We bought thanks. We bought a mobile pizza brick oven. So you can look us up on Facebook. We're under Rubies. That's RUBI''S, since my last name is Rubin. So we do weddings, we do sporting events, we do parties,
awesome,
social events, anything. So
okay, so
you can look us up there
so it's Rubies.
Yes.
RUBI, right? Is what he said. Apostrophe S.
Rubies.
Yeah, that's correct.
Rubies what though on Facebook?
Ruby's Brick Oven Pizza.
Ruby's Brick Oven Pizza. Okay, great. Well, I didn't even know you had a Facebook page. I got to go like it. Jeez.
Yes.
And those things are pretty cool. I was just at a wedding where they
are cool.
They did that, and those guys are just churning them pizzas out, man. Because it's like you can make a pizza in 3 minutes or something.
That's exactly correct.
Yeah.
Your brick oven.
Well, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, anybody listening, go check that out. Go to Facebook, Ruby's Brick Oven Pizza. Facebook, what? Facebook.com/Ruby's Brick Oven Pizza. Go like that page.
Or just Ruby's.
Or Ruby's?
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you have any other way that they could contact you if they want to, have you come to an event or whatever, like email, or what's the other way to contact you?
They can call this phone number. They can call 309-645-8921 and ask for Michelle.
Okay. All right. Awesome, man.
If you want prank phone calls, so then
yeah, I mean, you want your number out there? Is that a personal?
I don't know how. That is a personal phone number. I don't know how else to get it out there. I mean, if you just go to Facebook, it'll be on Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, there's a way to contact you there. Is it the number 2 there also?
Yeah, there's a number there, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, shoot, man, that's awesome. So, if you're in the central Illinois area, obviously Dan's not going to drive to California to... to a brick
That's
house.
not good business, my friend. That's not good business.
I mean, I don't know where what your mile radius is, but how far do you go, Dan?
Well, it depends. If it's a wedding, more than, let's say, 100 people will come out there. But usually it ranges about 35, 40 miles.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So you could easily do Steve's wedding next year.
Steve,
whatever.
Married?
No.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
Don't be trying to edit that out either, Steve.
Yeah. If I do, I'll let you know, Dan. That'd be cool.
Hey, I'll even give you a discount, buddy.
All right, man. All right. Sounds good.
Well, there you go, Steve. That pretty much cements it in for you.
All right, Dan. Well, thanks for coming on, buddy. It's been real cool. I love talking Evil Dead with two big Evil Dead fans, and it's been real exciting, you know. But anyway,
thank you.
Yeah, that was great, man. You got a lot of insight. I learned some stuff tonight from both of you guys, so that was exciting.
Yeah.
I like that. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to Retro Media Talk Podcast. Find us on all the podcast platforms out there, the big ones like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor FM, Tinder, like Steve always says, you know. He loves Tinder so much.
OnlyFans, yeah.
OnlyFans. Maybe we should put on OnlyFans. You know, maybe. Maybe we'll get some fans for sure on OnlyFans. Would you guys be willing to do a podcast in your thongs?
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. I got a prosthetic enlargement. I'll slide in there.
We could just sit around in thongs doing the podcast, and you know, we'll share the tips together.
Yeah.
Whoa,
oh man. We'll do a naked podcast, Dan. Just you know. Just a G-string, just sitting here talking movies and watching the tips flow in.
Oh, yeah.
Not tits, I said tips.
I don't want to see tips flowing in either. You know what I mean?
we'll let the ching tip,
yeah,
you know, money. We'll
I gotta get a new phone.
You what?
This phone is on a 3-second delay. You guys can't hear anything. It's bothering me.
Yeah, it's starting to cut out a little bit now, but that's all right. We'll end it, and we'll get you a better flip phone
Jitterbug.
next time. Jitterbug. Damn it! I told you to drop Boost Mobile. Oh man. You on that Walmart plan? That straight talk?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's yeah. I found it on the street actually.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, so hey, this wraps up our Halloween seasonal episodes. Now we're moving into the holiday season, so get prepared. We got some good ones coming. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time. Anybody's
Movie.
Dan, any other final words? No final words, Dan? Rubies.
Did you hear that?
It's like blah, 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 blah. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Like Lago said, groovy.